Hello everyone, welcome back to Eternal Midnight, and here we are, the finale, the last two Mission Impossible movies that came out in 2015 and 2018, before the new ones come out apparently this year, which I hope it doesn't get delayed because I really want to watch this in theaters.
Yeah, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be late this year and then sometime next year. I don't think next year, I don't think 8's been announced yet.
Yeah, but 7's was the Mission Impossible 7, currently untitled, is supposed to come out November 2021, which I really hope it happens because I want to watch it in theaters. But okay, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Mission Impossible Rogue Nation and Mission Impossible Fallout. And these movies are different because for the first time, a director came back and the cast came back and a villain was repeated, which is rare, which is like the first time in it's like almost 2 decades of franchise of this saga going on, Mission Impossible spy movies.
Yeah, because this started in 96, right?
Yeah, so like for the first time ever, a villain came back, which was weird, and the director came back and the cast came back. So before we get to Fallout, let's go with Rogue Nation first. So Chad, you watched Rogue Nation recently, and what do you think of it?
Well, so I don't want to say my expectations were too high for it, but
okay.
And I'm not going to hold that against the movie, but it just I want to say with the title Rogue Nation, I think I was expecting more. I think I was expecting it to maybe be bigger, like almost as big as something like Fallout was compared to this. So obviously in 4, I said in Ghost Protocol how much I've really enjoyed the team. And in this one, it was just okay, what was the chick's name again? I forget.
Elsa Faust.
No. From Ghost Protocol.
Oh, Jane Carter.
Yeah, losing her kind of hurt because I loved the team aspect of Ghost Protocol. And then obviously Jeremy Renner as Brant was awesome in Ghost Protocol. Yeah. And then in this one, he was sidelined.
He takes a backseat. Yeah.
And it was like, because he was, I loved him in it. And it's like, so then like, obviously Benji and Luther took center stage. And then we had Ilsa Faust, who is easily like one of the best additions to the entire franchise. Yeah. And she was interesting. Yeah. And
out of all the Mission Impossible girls, she's my favorite one.
Nice.
She's sexy, she's smart, she quickly matches Ethan Hunt's intellect, which is awesome. I think so.
Mm-hmm. And the problem was just, I always liked the team interactions and dynamics, especially like to me, the best team is still Ghost Protocol, I'd say. And it's just, the team didn't mean as much to me in this one. Like IMF obviously disbanded, so obviously we can't look at it and be like, where's all of IMF? I don't know. Something just, I don't want to say something felt off because it didn't. But it just, I want to say it felt step up, but step down from Ghost Protocol because, Solomon Lane is like 1,000 times the villain that what's his fucking face from Ghost Protocol was.
Cobalt, that was his name.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I think what McQuarrie wanted to do in this movie is I completely agree because if you look at Ghost Protocol was Ethan Hunt is broken out of prison by 2 of his team members, and then by the first act finishes, Brant joins, and they are with him to the end. This one is like it's Ethan Hunt throughout the movie, and there are like characters that join him, like a video game. Like okay, there's supporting characters here, but it's never a complete team like it was. So like remember before the opening credits it's Brant, Luther, and Benji, and then it's Benji and Ethan, and then it's Benji, Ethan, and Ilsa, and then it's Brant, Luther, Benji again with Ethan, and then at the end it's Ethan, Brant, Luther, Benji, Ilsa. It's never like consistent. Like Benji's the only one that's consistent throughout all of this, which makes sense because I can tell McQuarrie was building for that. Oh, Benji's being captured, and Ethan Hunt.
Which that scene was awesome. I would give it that scene at the little cafe with the bomb strapped to Benji. That was really good.
Yeah, because again, what I like about Solomon Lane is he knows that Ethan Hunt's weakness is his teammates. So like he brought Benji in, and then I remember at the opera scene. Remember, Ethan says, "You're already enough danger as it is, so I don't want you to even see me. I'm gonna be in your ears." And then Benji says, "I have to be part of this. I'm a field agent," and then he gets captured. So Ethan's like, he was my responsibility. I have to take control, which I do love. I do love seeing that. So like McQuarrie knows how to take the character of Ethan Hunt from the very first one and make it consistent even in the 5th movie, which is awesome. I really like seeing that. But yes, I agree. The fact that I do agree with you that the team dynamic here, there really wasn't any because it never had enough time to actually, for Ethan to actually bond with his teammates. Mm-hmm. It was always like a bigger set piece, which is fine. Which is fine because I think it was McQuarrie who really wanted to focus on the action and how well he could direct it, which is, I mean, fair enough. The action in this movie is fucking great.
Oh, the action's great in this film. The action is awesome in this movie.
Like Rogue Nation itself, I mean, like the opera scene is like one of my favorite Mission Impossible
ever. Now, real quick question, because I didn't ask you this off air, but I wanted to save it for this.
Yeah.
Let's not compare them in scale. Let's compare them in, we'll say, class. Which opera scene did you think was more effective to you? This one or Godfather 3? Because I know you've raved over the Godfather 3 opera scene.
I really did, but if I had for my money, I think that Rogue Nation was better because of the way it was filmed. Like the shot of like the choir like reaching like its super high chorus and Ilsa cocking the gun and her aiming like that. I was like, wow, that is well done. And then how the camera moves the line of the note and with its red circle, like, oh, that means that guy's gonna die at this note. And then Ethan Hunt like looking, and then like there's a guy here, there's Elsa there, like do I shoot Elsa? I only have one bullet, and then okay, you know what? I'll shoot the Prime Minister and just give him a flash on so that whoever shoots is like at least he'll be injured, but he'll be fine.
Which was all for nothing anyways, because then he just got in his car and he blew the hell up.
Oh, that was sad.
But that just proved how smart Solomon Lane was across the board. Because Solomon Lane was like a true like sociopath in this film. Like he was a genius when he was pulled the shit he pulled off.
Even when Ilsa Faust being like, you know, if you're gonna kill me, be a man, do it yourself. And then someone grabs the gun, shoots. And the first time I watched this, I was like, did he just shoot the girl? And the guy falls on him. Oh my god. Because like that's insane. I mean, like, what I think, to be honest, what I think this means to me, I think McQuarrie was doing like a sort of setup. I think he felt I felt that he was I'm gonna come back for 6. So let me tell my story, and I will come back for 6. So
because it's like at the end of it like that, all of the operatives of the syndicate were still out there. Yeah, they cut the head off by capturing Solomon Lane, but everyone was still out there, and we'll get to the apostles in the next movie. But it's like just because you took down the leader does not mean it's all done yet.
Yeah, because it makes sense because I'm sure there was a conversation at Paramount that McQuarrie said, let me make number 5, I'll come back for 6. And then if you look at 6 can close off like McQuarrie's story. Like he doesn't need to come back for a 7th one, but he is, which I do enjoy because I like his style. I really like his style. Because and the way I love the world building on it. The way that the syndicate is revealed, like, you know, when Tom Cruise is like in his chair or he's chained up and like he sees Victor, the bone doctor. It's like, you were declared dead 3 years ago. Why are you here? Oh my god, it's all dead agents or presumed dead agents like Solomon Lane recruited. That's awesome. And I was like, that's just smart right there. And then like and even like I think what Ethan Hunt is doing is like he's slowly unraveling the syndicate while being with like various teammates and going through different action set pieces, which I think is cool. One of my favorite things, like it's not the best, but like one of my favorites is when he jumps into the water and he has to hold his breath for 5 minutes just to like. That was insane. That was insane because like so much tension there. It's like he has to like switch the card, like, and then you like, you know, in my theater they groaned in frustration when he got hit by that arm thing.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like, oh my god. Like, oh shit. Yeah, because it was deadly. Right? I mean, like, how would you judge? I mean, did you like certain action set pieces in the movie, or like?
No, I agree that the action was good, but like I said, to me, there's like a couple things that like it comes down to personal taste. Like we kind of talked about this off air, the like almost trifecta we're noticing of what it takes to make these movies good. We need to have a good story for Ethan, obviously. We need to have a pretty good team dynamic that he can work with or work off of, which they've established since the first one, because he had the team in the first one, but I wouldn't say they had the strongest chemistry yet. But the first one, in its defense, we were still being introduced to Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
We still had to learn who he was.
Yeah.
And then the other part is the action. So it just kind of is like, of those three, which one or ones mean the most to you? And like we established when we talked about Mission Impossible 3, I love seeing when Ethan's emotions are also what's helping drive the plot. Everything with Julia from the third one. And I felt like this one didn't really have the emotional drive for Ethan. This was just, I was told about the syndicate. I'm here to unravel it. Find it. Good. That's his job. That's his passion. Good on him. But it didn't have that emotional feel that I was really looking for.
I understand.
And the team aspect was not as strong as I wanted.
It wasn't.
But this one massively excelled in introducing the best female character of the entire series. And it had some great action across all of it also. I mean, we haven't even talked about it. You said this one has your, favorite opening?
Yeah, because I'll get to that later, because I want to discuss it later, because I love the opening. But I think really, in my opinion, that what I love is the world building that McQuarrie does in this movie. Because McQuarrie builds the world of Syndicate really well. Like you see it first when he's captured, and then it constantly builds and builds. And like even with the musical cues, like when that one guy is like in the police office just and you hear that bang, and oh my god, he's one of them. He's one of the Syndicate. And then I love that. I love how desperate Ethan Hunt sounds when trying to find out who he is, when he's explaining to Benji that right after the opera, he's like, I've been tracking this guy for everywhere, like the Philippines, Malaysia, and they've been tricking wars. So there are links in a chain. So you can tell that he's desperate to know who this is, because this is his mission, which I do love. But I think is
and to build on that, even after the plane intro, this movie actually knew how to subvert people's expectations. The first time when he was listening to his mission, when it was real that it was the Syndicate who lured him there, and then he saw Solomon Lane for the first time and he executed that chick.
That was bad.
Sorry, I don't care what anyone says. That had to have taken you the fuck by surprise the first time anyone saw it, because we just had 4 movies in a row. Listen to the mission, tape destroys itself, mission begins. This time, complete opposite.
It was like, we have taken steps to make sure that this won't happen. Like, whoa, what's happening? Because we are the Syndicate, Mr. Like, oh my god, it's them! And now we know who you are. I was like, oh shit.
That was genius.
And seeing that poor girl that all she did was give a tape. And
it was all she wanted to do was go home for the day.
Yeah, and she got shot. Oh, by Solomon Lane. That was insane. But Lane dying was really Lane killing that girl was what made Ethan Hunt be like, I have.
It did a perfect setting of the stage for just how brutal our antagonist is going to be this time.
Yeah.
He just executed an unarmed girl for no reason, just to show Hunt this is who you're dealing with, as Hunt's locked in a room that he can't get out of anyways.
That was insane. I love that intro before. I love that intro before the plane, because we'll talk about the plane later, because that was insane. But even stuff even the smaller set pieces, like the bike chase with Ilsa, and Ethan Hunt's in his shades, and then he's going around, and the way that he knocks off the bike and he looks back and the bike goes up, that was so cool. That was really cool. And I love how the final arc, the final climax, it's not this big gunfight or this big stunt fight that it is in Fallout or in Ghost Protocol. It's really just a shootout, but the way they capture Solomon Lane is amazing.
That was I loved watching that because I did not see that coming. He drops down and he's in the box, and then all of them just surround it, and he's shooting, and it's bulletproof, and they're like,
Yeah, now he's at his box, like, gentlemen, this is Solomon Lane. Mr. Lane, meet the IMF. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And they filled it with gas. They filled it with gas, which is reminiscent of the when Ethan Hunt was trapped in the box, and he's like, you can see Solomon Lane, like his eyes, like he wants, like if he ever gets out, he's gonna kill Ethan Hunt, which we'll get to in Fallout because I want to talk about that. But Solomon Lane, like he gets knocked out, he pushed in the box, and that's it for him. It was like, that was awesome, man. The way they planned it out. And here's the thing: did you expect Chief Adley to be Ethan Hunt when he removed his mask in that scene?
Yes and no. Kind of, because whenever there's exposition scenes where something gets revealed, it's usually somebody in disguise at this point. So kind of, but by the way, did you recognize the Prime Minister of the UK?
Yeah, that's the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep.
And Chief Adley, okay, I'm not sure if you know this, Chief Adley was in The Conjuring 2.
Who was he?
He was the guy interviewing Janice, like, this is not your house. That was him.
Huh.
The British guy. Like, this is not your house. You're not allowed to be here. Like, but he was eating a mustache on, and he was a bit fatter. But yeah, it was him.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, here's one for you. He was he was Maurice Grosse.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. He was the voice of Creature in Harry Potter.
No way.
Yep.
No way. Okay, that I didn't even know that. I didn't even.
Yep.
That's cool. Nah.
There you go. We both got one on each other.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So yeah, I did like the fact that that reveal was cool. Like the first time, because like remember in Ghost Protocol they never used the masks, so I completely forgot that the masks were a thing, right? So like when Adley shot the Prime Minister, like, oh shit, he's gonna get away with it, and then like he was like, oh my god, it's Ethan, and then like I think Baldwin has the best line. He's like, Hunt. Hunt.
You know what? I'm not normally the biggest Alec Baldwin fan. I thought he was pretty damn good in these movies.
Yeah, he really was. I liked him a lot. And
yep. He was like the first returning boss that Hunt had also.
Yeah, because remember it was Anthony Hopkins for like one movie, and it was
Kittredge, Anthony Hopkins, whatever that character was, and then it was Lawrence Fishburne and the guy from Alien Covenant and 3.
Yeah, and then
in Ghost Protocol.
And don't forget, not just in Alien Covenant, the guy who was Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan. There we go. That's a bigger name.
Yeah, and then in number 4, it was the guy. It was a legit. I don't know anywhere else from him. But I know he's the dude who played Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins.
Yep.
Yeah, but like in this one, like Alec Baldwin as the boss was awesome, and
Mr. Secretary.
We're not gonna leave Rogue Nation without talking about the set piece, because every Mission Impossible movie has this one, and in this one is at the very beginning when Tom Cruise fucking attaches himself to an airplane and they film it in real time. That is insane. Right? Dude, no parachute. Like if you see the behind the scenes, he had no parachute. He just had a strap to the door. If that breaks, he's a dead man. You have to have fucking balls of steel to do that.
Yeah, Cruise is awesome. I mean, watching all of these so far is like definitely like to me, Cruise. I always thought Cruise was pretty cool. I thought some of the Scientology shit was kind of weird, but I was like, Cruise seems like kind of a legit guy. It's okay aside from some of the shit about Katie Holmes that came out, but I was always like, you know what, Tom Cruise seems all right. And then it's like watching these. It's like now I see. It's almost like saying I've never understood why Arnold Schwarzenegger's a badass, and then you watch Terminator 1, 2, Predator, Commando, and you're like, now I see it. Yeah. And with these, it's like now I see why Tom Cruise. It's like these are the movies which people say is why Tom Cruise is a badass, isn't it?
Yeah, this and Top Gun technically.
Yeah, well, Top Gun was one movie.
Yeah, but
he wasn't even that big of a. He was more of a badass in Tropic Thunder than he was in.
Oh, I love
in
it.
Top Gun.
We gotta review at some point. Tropic Thunder. I want.
We do. That's the best cameo of all time, and I didn't even know that was him the first time I watched it.
Anyway, like, did the plane scene like blow your mind? That's how this guy's committed. Like when you watched it the first time, that was like insane.
I mean, yeah, it didn't wow me as much as it did you, but I mean, I thought it was cool. It wasn't all CGI. So, and it was Cruise doing his own shit. So it's like, yeah, that's what, but at this point, it's like Cruise does so many of his own stunts. It's like, I get what you're saying because it was cool, but it's like, I've already seen Cruise hanging off the side of a mountain in part 2. So it's like, at this point, I'm already like, this guy's willing to do anything for the scene. Instead of going, get me a body double or CGI me in or something. He's like, no, I want to do my own action scenes. So it's like major props to him.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, that's basically all we can talk about. I mean, like, if you have any other points you want to bring up. I mean, like, yeah, I get the team thing was really, like, something. But overall, it didn't bog the movie down. I think it's still a great movie.
No,
right?
it's still good. It's just there's aspects of other movies that I liked better that were missing in this one.
I understand that. So
are we moving on to the God Among Men?
We're now gonna get to the masterpiece, the Mission Impossible movie that like trumps every single fucking Mission Impossible movie that came before it, and any other action movie in recent memory. Mission Impossible Fallout. So fair warning, Chad and I are gonna suck this movie.
We're just gonna. Oh, yeah. And you know what's funny? It even starts with the smallest thing. Even the theme for Fallout is like on God mode compared to all the other Mission Impossible.
Oh my
God. The theme of this movie steps everything up. It is like one of the most epic sounding things of all time. So I'm just going to say it. Fallout was the first one I ever saw. So it's like I started with the best of all of them.
Oh my!
And it's like I loved it, even though I had no clue who Solomon Lane was. All I heard was, oh, he captured him. I'm like, I wonder which movie he captured him in. Was it 3, 2? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because it's like I didn't know the story building up to this. So obviously then now having gone back and watched 1 through 5 and then this one, going back and having watched all of them, it bolstered this one even more. Because to me, this one encapsulates every single thing I like about all the other movies. The emotional bit for Ethan Hunt when he finds out Julia's at the end. The team in this one is the team dynamic is awesome with Henry Cavill thrown into it, and the action is amazing. So this one has literally the perfect trifecta of everything I like about this series.
What is important to me is like that is all true, and the character of Ethan Hunt is still consistent in the 6th. Yeah, Ryan Johnson. See, this is how you do. In the 6th fucking movie, it's still consistent because technically this mission wouldn't have happened if he just let Luther die. If Luther got killed, he would have walked away from an easy way out. But no, I value this teammate, and even if I have to go to hell and back to get the plutonium, I will. And that's exactly what it does, because Mission Impossible Fallout is a masterpiece in action. It really is. It really,
without doubt.
In masterpiece in action, characterization, has the best team, has the best characters. I'm so happy Ilsa Faust came back. I really am.
Everyone came back. I mean, shit. It's like obviously Ving Rhames was gonna come back. He's been in all of them, but it's like seeing Benji back, great. Like you said, Rebecca Ferguson is Ilsa Faust coming back, awesome. Throwing in Vanessa Kirby as Max's daughter, genius.
Oh my God! See,
and she was gorgeous too.
This is why, okay. So remember, I watched Fallout, watching all the Mission Impossible movies before, and I love how McQuarrie pays homage to the first 3 movies without it being forced and being smart. When Vanessa Kirby was the White Widow was narrating her story and she talked about Max, I was like, oh shit, Max from the first one. I was like, that's just brilliant. That's smart Easter eggs. It's not like
that's proof that McQuarrie cares about. He doesn't want to just make a movie and throw it at you. He cares about this franchise, and he cares about the fans of the franchise.
Yes, because he brought in fans of the first 3. Like, hey, if you're a fan of the first 3, I'm gonna acknowledge it. And it's not just the White Widow. this is a small thing, very small. I'm not sure if you noticed it, but here it is. The tracker that Ving Rhames implants on Solomon Lane's neck is the same tracker that Ethan used in Mission Impossible 2.
Nice. That he put in the girl's ankle?
Yeah, exactly. That's the same exact device.
Nice.
And then, of course, the reference, Julia coming back for the third one. It was just perfect. I loved it.
And the first time I watched it, I did not know Julia's story at all. So it's like, it was cool because it was like, oh shit, Ethan's like seeing his ex-wife. I didn't know their story. But now having watched it and understanding their history in 3 and 4, it just made that to me even more important and emotional. Because it's like, damn, imagine being him. When he's going up in that tent and he hears Ethan and he turns around and it's Julia, he's like, oh, fuck, this is why we're here. This is why Lane brought us here.
And even
and like that, they used tropes of Devian from part 3, or Davian from part 3.
Exactly. Even Lane used the emotional leverage on Ethan just to make it way more better. I mean, that was awesome. And that makes sense. Ethan, remember, Elsa was like, I still can't understand why Lane wants a medical camp there. And then Ethan's walking, and then Ethan and Julia, and then that pan around shot, and then you can see the look on Tom Cruise, man. He knocked out the fucking park. He's like, Julia? And
oh. And then I think it was even Big Rhames' face was like, oh, fuck.
Well, guess why you're
this is why we're here.
Even the sort of when Julia's new husband, played by Wes Bentley, comes in and it's like, Julia's like, Rob's on vacation, and it's like, and Ethan's like, no, I'm working. Oh my god, that. And then you can see Julia's face is like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. I'm working, and then that hit me so hard when Julia was like, it's so good to see you, and then Tom Cruise hugs Julia, Ethan hugs Julia, and he's like, I'm so sorry I put you through this again. I'm so sorry. And then he runs.
They're just like, and like that's what added. It's like, obviously they were there to get the job done, but it just emotionally added more to Hunt's character of not only to save the millions who could die from this, but Lane brought us here to kill my ex-wife in front of me, basically, and wipe me out at the same time.
And man, that was so nuts. Can we just stop this movie off, please? Because even that scene where jumping to the end where Ethan Hunt's in the bed.
It's the best ending of all 6 movies.
Yeah, and he talks to Julia, I'm so sorry that this happened, Julia. And then Julia Michelle Malgan delivers one of the best lines, nothing happened because you were here to stop it. Yes, that's exactly who Ethan Hunt should be, and exactly who he is, paying homage to the first 3. This movie did it way better than the Star Wars movies ever did. This movie did way better. It was insane. And we haven't even talked about one of the best villains in the movie. Henry Cavill as John Lark delivers one of the. And remember, this is the movie he didn't shave his mustache for Justice League. And honestly, it was worth it. It was worth it. Because
it was worth it.
Henry Cavill as John Lark is one of the best.
Cavill was one of the best additions to the Mission Impossible franchise. He was just first off, he was a powerhouse beast in that bathroom fight.
Dude, I can watch that scene every day. When he locked along his arms, it's like, oh my god.
I remember that in the trailer, and then I remember seeing it in the movie. I'm like, oh shit, Superman's gonna kick this guy's ass.
Dude, even him punching the guy in the face, I felt it from my seat. I was like, oh my god, he's hitting him. I was like, oh dude, that hurts. Man, that bathroom fight is so well. That's on par with the Night Comes for us in terms of choreography.
Yup.
That was so well done.
That was a damn good fight.
And even and dude, Ethan being the shorter ones, he's using coordinated smart fights, and Henry Cavill being the 6-foot-ton brute that he is, just punching the guy, making sure he's getting knocked on. Oh, that's amazing. That's just really amazing.
I'm sorry, but if you even leaving out the joke of, oh yeah, Henry Cavill is Superman, I'm sorry, if Henry Cavill punches you, you're down.
You're
He
dumb.
is the man is a machine.
Dude, like, dude, he looked badass. So like, even in like psychologically, when like Ethan Hunt's on the elevator, like he's chasing him, and like he grabs on, he's like,
That was messed up when he pulled out Julia's picture.
"You're gonna turn herself in." And like, why would I do that? He puts it, and you can see the face of like Ethan, like, no.
I love that where it's like he's holding on, and it's like he like shakes like he's pissed, and Cavill's just like, "Yep, I know who your ex-wife is." I love what was the quote? It was like, "I'm her guardian angel. I ever see her again, I ever see you again, I'll kill her."
Like, no one you're beat. I was like, oh, and then like he tries to go after her, and then like when he goes up and he sees Solomon Lane, Henry Cavill like on the plane, and Henry Cavill gives like that little wave, just like pissed. Like, wow, like even the soundtrack in this movie is amazing. The score, when Ethan Hunt's looking, and then Henry Cavill's chopper goes away. Dude, this is why I watched this movie like 3 fucking times in theaters. I mean, like, this is
Well, and like we said earlier, it's like another scene. I texted you when I was watching the movie at this part. The scene where they've gotten Lane from the heist thing they were doing for White Widow's brother, and they open up those doors and they're putting Lane in the car, and they see the cop, and the cop gets shot, and she's about to get executed, and Hunt wipes all 4 of them out and saves her life. It's like
awesome.
It's like, damn, this guy. Ethan Hunt is a fucking hero. Ethan Hunt, like having now watched all 6 of these, to me, Ethan Hunt is like one of like my most like respected characters in all of like film.
See, now you know, like this is like honestly, like if I have my like top 5 heroes, in all honesty, it's Tony Stark, Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, Wanda Maximoff, and Ethan Hunt, because Ethan Hunt is one of my favorite characters. Do you understand what I'm talking about right now when I'm telling you? Like, this is why I think Ethan Hunt's way more compelling than James Bond ever was.
Oh, no. After watching these 6 movies, I'll take the Mission Impossible franchise over James Bond. Sorry. I mean, if we're just going to go with, let's just say everything before the Craig era didn't exist, I might say, okay, we're on par. But I mean, there's loads of bad before the Craig era, and we've got to take everything from James Bond. I would much rather watch these 6 Mission Impossible movies than most of James Bond.
I'm telling you,
because you know what? Some of the Bond movies don't feel like they've aged that well, and yet even the first Mission Impossible, 1996. I'd say that movie still holds up today in 2021.
Yeah, it really does.
Like, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it when I watched the first one for the first time.
Yeah, dude, and honestly, the fact that even the dream sequence is like when Ethan Hunt like is like the very first scene, like he's with Julia and like and Solomon like, you should have killed me, Ethan. Like, man, that's how dude McQuarrie is bringing the world of the first trilogy and this new one together, and it works.
Yup.
It's actually successful. I mean,
this is, what did I compare? This is like the Skyfall of fucking the Mission Impossible franchise. This is like the one where I look at it and I'm like we even were talking about this. How is McQuarrie going to top this? I want him to. I obviously I want him to. But how is McQuarrie going to top this?
I have no idea, but I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen.
Oh, and McQuarrie can top this. Give the man anything, because he can do anything at that point.
Dude, it's like it is unreal how good this. We haven't even talked about the stunts yet. I mean, like, for one, the Halo jump is a masterpiece.
Tom Cruise jump is amazing.
Tom Cruise actually did that. He actually fell, and I'll show it to you.
So they actually filmed that whole skydive scene.
Yes. They only added the lightning in post, because they're not gonna fucking kill Henry.
Right, you're not actually gonna kill Henry Cavill.
But they did the Halo jump scene. That wasn't CGI. I was trying to send you the video after we record this. They actually did that scene. The chase scene in Paris where Ethan Hunt is on the motorcycle and is being chased.
Chase scene was amazing.
That was filmed. He actually went against traffic.
See, that's what's insane about these films, that it's like you've got to give them massive props. Like, damn.
For the foot chase scene in London, that was real. I showed you the video. Like, he broke his ankle for that. It was when he
jumped out of the window, right?
He smacked against the wall. I felt it in my movie chair. I was like, oh God, really? Oh, that hurts. And knowing that Tom Cruise broke his ankle just for that stunt, it just shows how this man is. Like, even Graham Norton said this is why he gets paid the big bucks. Like, after he breaks his ankle, he gets up and runs. He still runs with a broken foot. That is unreal. That is like proper amazing Tom Cruise. And of course, at the finale, the helicopter.
The helicopter, that was amazing.
Tom Cruise actually did that. He actually.
No shit. Flew the helicopter?
That's why in the very first teaser for the Mission Impossible Fallout poster, that helicopter was already advertised. Because that was the big stunt. Amongst these other crazy stunts that he did. And in all honesty, this movie has great comedy. The comedy is injected so well in this. Like my favorite one is like when he's chasing the guys and he doesn't know that he's in a wake. He's like, "Oh, I am so sorry." That was hilarious.
What is it? The look on oh shit, what was his face? At the beginning of the movie when they faked the hospital and reading off the guy's dissertation on TV.
Yeah, exactly. A reference to the first one.
And you know what? The first time I watched it, I was like, we are in for one hell of a movie if all those locations were bombed. Holy shit. And then when it was revealed to be fake, I was like, okay. But again, being my first one, maybe for some people it might have been predictable. But for me, the first time I saw it, again, being the first one, I was like, damn, they pulled that off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's that was a reference to the very first Mission Impossible. It's like I really thought because remember that technique wasn't used since the first one before the opening credits, so I completely forgot about it. So when I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, so they really bombed Rome and shit. And it was like, oh, then Tom Cruise is like,
and then the walls all fall.
And then Tom Cruise is like, what's done is done. When we say it's done, and he injects him with the tranquilizer, and it cuts to the opening. Awesome.
And like we said, even the theme for this one is the best of all the themes.
Oh,
it's like I said earlier, it's like the Mission Impossible theme on God mode, because it's just like it's like, I think I saw it I was listening to it on one of the YouTubes, and I saw one of the comments. It said like, McQuarrie 2 music composer, give me an epic theme, composer, done. I was like, yes.
That was awesome. That was really awesome. And man, honestly, the White Widow, I want to see her more. Because like you told me, like she's going to come back in 7-8. I want that because her being Max's daughter just makes perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't even talked about it. The badassness of Ilsa Faust is like turned to 11 in this movie. When, remember, like she's like, I'm focused on my mission. Like to be back in British government, I have to kill Lane to prove my loyalty. And the choice that she has to make, like she has Lane, like ready to die. She can stand her neck, but Benji's dying. She stops and she saves Benji. That in that moment, she became part of Ethan Hunt's crew. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It was that moment right there. Because she was a wild card in Rogue Nation and and a wild card in Fallout. But the minute she saved Benji, she was like, no, I care about this family that I've made more than my
We're not even talking about one of your favorite parts. That end when the hook goes right through Walker's face.
Oh my God,
what a villain death.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
And you know what? I love it because when I was rewatching it for this, I noticed it's like all the crashes that they went through. It's like at the very end when it's just Hunt versus Walker and they're both like walking all messed up. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's realistic. It makes sense compared to shit like Fast and the Furious 7 where he got in like 3 head-on fucking collisions and just got out. No, I've been in a car accident before. And those of you who have, you know what I'm talking about. When you get into a car accident, every muscle in your body is messed up afterwards because it's like your body is in absolute shock. And like that, these two guys just got into like a massive helicopter crash. And they're both like at like almost their weakest.
Yeah.
And Hunt still kicks his ass.
Hunt still kicks his ass.
And then climbs up the side of a mountain to rip out the part of the switch at the last second, the literal last second.
Like, even though it was framed after, like okay, remember him climbing up the cliffs. The cliffs was reference to Mission Impossible 2 because he did that. And then when it goes to top, when it goes to top, remember they're like cutting on one, and then it goes to white, and it frames like, oh my god, did it blow up? Like, oh my god, it's doing that.
I was like, okay, that's the end of the Mission Impossible franchise.
And then the camera cuts to Hunt, and he has the thing in his mouth, and he spits out like, and then disarmed, and then that awesome like soundtrack, like it's like, oh my god, I can breathe now. Oh, dude, like that was so awesome. Like, and honestly, like we're talking about G set piece. Like, I don't know which one it is. Is it the Halo jump? Is it the Paris chase? Is it the London chase? Is it the fucking helicopter chase? Like,
it's because this movie literally took McQuarrie was a genius with this one. He took everything that was like the best parts of the previous 3 movies and even elements from 1 and 2, and he bolstered them all up, threw them all together. And we literally got what I feel is rightfully deserved the best Mission Impossible movie. Hands down, no questions asked.
I'm so sorry. It really is. I'm sorry. I think people like great Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation as better. Nah, dude. This one is really... The emotional stakes alone make it, like, to me, higher. Like it was already good, but bringing in... That's the genius of McQuarrie. Bringing in Julia just for the emotional gut punch was just genius.
And even like that scene when she voluntarily is helping Luther, like, with his bomb, trying to disarm it. And I love it. I think it was Benji who was like, what's she doing there? Tell her to get out of there. And Luther's just like, where's she gonna go? And it's like, she ain't gonna get away from the blast zone. And then like that, when they realize that they've done all they can do and they've lost contact with Hunt, and Luther's just like, go be with your husband. And she's like, we could die in 2 minutes. So yeah. And it's just like, shit, that, and it's like, it was such a almost stereotypical bad guy thing. Here, let's make some bombs and set them off. But McQuarrie managed to do it in like almost a very fresh way, because I like how they did it. It was like, yes, the spot they were at, they had Julia there, but they also said it as they were driving up. They're like, if they blow up this natural glacier, that cuts off the water to all these like hugely populated areas, or it fucks with the water and will poison them all. So it's like they managed to take almost a cliche villain thing and make it fresh.
It's not like I was worried, like, is this gonna be a nuclear bomb thing like Ghost Protocol? Like, no, it's not, because Lane's goal wasn't the bomb. Like the bomb, yeah, is key, but the whole thing is like this water helps 1/3 of the population, and if it is irradiated, no one can drink it, which means 1/3 will die of thirst, which does make sense. Like, oh my god.
And that scene earlier with Lane where he was still fighting for his position of, me and the syndicate, we are the heroes here. You guys are fighting for, you guys are fighting for like the governments. We're fighting to break all of that down. And it's like, dude, while yes, I'm not the biggest supporter of governments, it's like, Lane, you're insane. You want to kill millions, if not billions, to like tear down the New World Order or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Lane isn't, and it's like, think about it. How different is his look even between night and fucking day between Rogue Nation and Fallout?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's so true. But I like his look. I like his look in this one better because it's a more rugged, more like more mad look, which I think is fantastic. I think, in my opinion, that's one of his best looks ever, because it really shows that this guy's nuts. He really is. He really is a sick person, and like and despite his justifications to himself, he's a crazy man. It's fucking insane, dude.
So I think, I don't know, I don't really have anything left because I love this movie. I could, I don't have anything bad to say about it. Like, I literally was, I've said I was going to rewatch it for this retrospective, and I started it last weekend. I got about 3/4 through, and then the other night I was like, all right, I'm going to finish it now. And I like got to the point where it's like, continue on where you were watching or restart. And I'm like, fuck it, restart. I'm just gonna watch the whole thing again. I don't care. I love this movie.
It's really good. It's fantastic. It's Mission Impossible. I agree with what you said. Mission Impossible Fallout is better than Terminator 2: Judgment Day. I'm sorry, it is true.
Yeah, it is.
The emotional stakes. I'm sorry. having Julius be seen with Ethan Hunt and that reunion is way more emotional than the Terminator dying. I'm sorry, it really is. It really is. So like, okay, so real quick, we won't have to explain it. Just Chad, what is your ranking from worst to best, or from best to worst, whichever you prefer?
I'll go from worst to best, even though I still like the Rocky franchise. To me, I wouldn't call this a bad movie. So we'll just go least good to best, I guess.
Yeah.
So least good, Mission Impossible 2. Fun, dumb, not much to get out of it.
Yeah.
The next one might shock you, Rogue Nation.
Oh, okay. Wow.
The rest just had betters.
Yeah, I understand.
Next, the first Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it's nice.
After that, Ghost Protocol. Awesome. The next one, 3. And the crown jewel, Fallout.
So for me, the least good, Mission Impossible 2. Yeah, like I said, dumb, but nothing out of it. The one after that, the first Mission Impossible movie. Why I do like it, it does hold up. I just feel like I like the others better because of the fact that I think it was really contained, and I like more extravagant stuff later. The one after that, 3. I love 3. I really do. Well, I feel like the new trilogy is way more awesome. The one after that, Ghost Protocol, and then Rogue Nation, and of course the top Fallout. And I think
nice.
And I think that's what honestly, as I rewatch it for this retrospective, that's what I love about the Mission Impossible movies, because you can literally pick any of the 6 and it will appeal to a certain taste. Like, hey, you want a grounded spy thriller? The first one. If you want over-the-top action, the second one. If you want an emotional weight and a personal story of Ethan Hunt, the third. If you want a cool modern spy movie, the 4th. If you want an action movie, a modern action movie, the 5th. If you want all of those in one, it's Fallout. Like, it's just it. That's just really it.
It's not a single bad movie in the bunch, I'd say. This is like the Rocky franchise for the action genre. There's no bad ones.
And you know what? Honestly, despite all the tonal shifts and the way it's directed, Ethan Hunt's character is still consistent.
Still consistent all the way through.
He's still the same guy we met in 1996 who cares for his friends and cares for the mission. And it's still, like, it's 2021 and he's still that. That's awesome.
And you know what? It almost makes you wonder how they're going to end it. You know what I mean? It almost makes you wonder, like, are they going to end it with Ethan being allowed to have peace, to have a good life like they wanted to do in 3? Or are they going to end it with just... it almost depends. What do you think? What do you think Quarrie's going to do? Do you think Quarrie's going to want to finish it and say this is the end of the franchise? Because, I mean, while we love Cruise, he's getting old.
Yeah, the guy's like,
he can't do this forever. He's gonna get an injury one day. That's it. There's no coming back. Your leg is permanently messed up. You cannot run like you used to anymore.
Like, in my opinion, and this is not my opinion, I think with the fact that there's 2 Mission Impossible movies coming out, 2021, 2022. I feel like this is gonna be like a DH Part 1, Part 2 scenario where 2022 is a Mission Impossible movie where it's gonna end the franchise and that's it. That's Tom Cruise's like last Mission Impossible movie, and I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. I would rather you end it on a super high note than just like forcing the franchise to continue. I really want that to happen because I think we're at the point in the franchise where Mission Impossible can't survive without Tom Cruise.
It's his series. I mean, it's gone on long enough that it belongs to him. We don't need a reboot. And I don't need, if anything, I'd say go for a spinoff, but spinoffs don't always work. I mean, look at that Fast and Furious spinoff, Hobbs and Shaw. That was fucking atrocious.
No, but like maybe it would work like if it was like Elsa Faust and her missions, because Rebecca Ferguson's quite younger.
Yeah, but she also works off of Tom Cruise, though.
Yeah, but I don't want to see it really. In my opinion, I think they should do a Deathly Hallows Part 2. Like, for that main franchise, like, do spinoffs like if you want to, but for that main franchise, and the Ethan Hunt story, and this is going to be a controversial opinion, the only way for him to end it is like to kill him, in my opinion. And
in my opinion, like, I don't know how I'd feel about. I wouldn't like that.
No, because like in my opinion, like here's my logic behind that. Ethan Hunt tried to have peace in the 3rd one, and remember what Luther said, like every time there was something going on wrong in the world, he felt that Ethan felt that if he wasn't there, who was protecting the world? So that's why he had to go back in the field.
Yeah, but then you do a passing of the torch. I don't want to see him get killed. I'd rather see like, now that Lane is back in prison, he hits the point where it's like, okay, I'm actually going to retire this time. He gets dragged back for like one last huge mission, and he's like, maybe he barely survives or something, or maybe he loses a limb. I don't know, something like that, where it's like he can live and be happy, but he knows he's past his point and he needs to finish.
The fact that
because if you see him die, I mean, you say that now. I know you would not. A couple months after it would come out, I don't think you'd be very happy with it.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you'd be like, why'd they have to kill him?
I'm not opposed to the passing the torch. I really won't. I think, in my opinion, it would be sadder because this is Ethan Hunt's. He's retiring. I mean, like, this is it. This is the end.
Well, no. I mean, pass the torch in a sense where it's like, show like there's a new team, but then we just don't ever need to follow up with it. Show that there's somebody following in his footsteps, who's going to take over and as dedicated as he is, but we don't ever need movies about it.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think it should end like with this Mission Impossible 8 coming out in 2022. I think it should end there. And
now, what would you say if they said they were going to do like a prequel series, and they kind of do something where it's like they say we're going to do 4 prequel movies, and they're all about when Jim Phelps was younger? Well, leading up to the first Mission Impossible.
Well, I mean, again, remember, this entire Mission
Impossible. There was the TV show, but that's what I'm saying. This would be the movie version's alternate universe of Jim Phelps.
I would like that because I would like to see why Jim Phelps turned.
And we could see that he would have and we've seen Phelps has a completely different personality than Ethan Hunt. So we could see the different missions that he went through and how it did start to wear and tear on him. Now, whatever director would do these, they'd have to be working with a period piece because they'd all be taking place during the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
But I think the right director could make something like that work. And again, while I'm not usually the biggest on prequels, I think the Jim Phelps from the first Mission Impossible movie, this version of Jim Phelps, I'd like to see how he started out as kind of like an Anakin Skywalker. We didn't need it, but it was like, and while Lucas didn't pull it off as good as we'd like to have, I did like watching Anakin's rise and fall. I'd like to see a younger Jim Phelps from the first Mission Impossible start out, and what causes it, what maybe in his personality causes him to eventually do what he did in the first Mission Impossible.
But imagine that successfully works. We can have like 4 prequels movies. You can watch Mission Impossible 1 as a turning point, and then like have it until like 8. That's gonna be awesome.
That would be really cool.
That's gonna be a timeless saga, in my opinion. But you know, hey, we'll never know. But well, I mean, that's it. I mean, like, here we are at the end. We finally finished all 6, but we have.
And you know what? I'll say it. For having only seen Fallout before I started watching these, this is a damn good franchise. Damn good. Major props.
Yeah, I think why I love it so much, right? It really is so good.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
So, Santino, what do we got next week? What do we got to cap off this month?
Okay, so here's the thing, Chad. You know, we finished the Mission Impossible saga, but we have one more weekend in February to cap it off. And we've been traveling exotic locations, Budapest, Abu Dhabi, Belfast, Kashmir with Ethan and his team, but we've actually never visited Edinburgh, Scotland. So we're not going with Ethan and his spies. No, we're going with Mark Renton and his heroin-addicted friends, Sick Boy, Spud, Diane, and Begbie. Yes, we're doing Train Spotting and the sequel T2 Train Spotting next week. So this is gonna be Chad's first time watching it, and I'll have you know, Train Spotting, the original one, is one of my favorite films of all time. So I really hope, I can't wait to see Chad's reaction when we talk about this. So
nice. I'm excited.
So thank you all for watching. We hope you have a great week ahead, and like, comment, subscribe as usual. This is Santino signing off.
I'm Chad. Have a great night.